This video will cover important proof steps. Here we have a bunch of givens with pictures and statements and reasons. So this is if we were given a proof with a given statement and a picture. Then we're asked to make our T-chart with statements and reasons. So if we're given the fact that M is a midpoint of AB, then I can mark up the picture as follows. M is in the middle of segment AB, so then I get hash marks on AM and AB. So my statement, what I'm allowed to conclude from that, the fact that M is a midpoint, is that AM is congruent to BM. And our reason is always a definition or a property. I ran out of space. Definition. So here, midpoint divides a segment into two congruent segments. So I'm not going to walk through each of these steps because I think you can read them pretty well. But again, we are given a picture and a statement, a given. Then we make our T-chart proof off to the right. I know it's not written as a proof, but these are steps used in proofs. The first side of your packet here is talking about congruent sides. So we get a bunch of congruent segments based off of a particular given. Then the next page is congruent angles. And then I think there's one part that says congruent angles and sides. So I'm going to scroll through this so that you can read it on your own. You can pause the video if you need to, if I'm scrolling too fast, which I'm likely going to do because I'm not going to keep it on here while you read. But again, pause the video so that you can read through these because in the practice section, you're going to be using these steps in proofs. So here, I'm just going to try to erase. I'm not sure if I can. Nope, I can't. Okay, so you're just going to read through these, make sure you know how to mark up the diagram based on the given, and write a statement and a reason based on the given. So pause the video if you need to. So the same concept applies over here on the back side of that page with congruent angles. So again, we're given a statement, a given, and a picture. We're asked to mark up the diagram, and then we are given the statement and reason that we could make as if we're doing a T-chart proof. So you have to come up with the statement and the reason on your own based off of the given that's provided to you. So here in this particular example, BD bisects angle ABC. So angle ABC, this huge one here, is getting cut in half. It's being bisected. So that tells me that this angle on the left is congruent to this angle here on the right. So my statement now becomes angle ABD is congruent to angle CBD. And the reason for that, again, is a definition. Angle bisector divides an angle into two congruent angles. So again, pause the video so that you can read through these, make sure you understand the markings, and then you're going to move on to the practice. I wanted to just start this first proof together with you because I know it's tough reading from that ultimate proof guide where you saw those boxes, lots of boxes with givens and statements and reasons, and then taking that and translating it to a proof. So I would just want to start the first one with you so that we can get a grip on what's going to happen here when we do proofs. Proofs are always done when you have a given and a proof statement, and those always tell you to set up a T-chart proof, where the one side is statement, the other side is reason. A reason is where we use like a because. We don't actually write the word because, but we're backing up the statement that we're making. Remember that the first statement and first reason always come from the given. So you just copy it straight from the given. AB is perpendicular to QP. And the reason for that is because it was given. Now if I think about those important proof steps, if I have perpendicular lines, that forms a particular type of angle for us. Perpendicular lines always form right angles. And I'm asked to prove that those two angles, 1 and 2, are congruent. And I can actually get that done in the next step. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. And the reason I know that comes from the fact that I had perpendicular lines. So I'm going to just write that definition. Perpendicular lines form congruent right angles. Notice that I'm using symbols here. You're more than welcome to do so. If you're not comfortable with it, then actually write out the word. That first symbol means congruent, and then the second symbol means angles. So you're following this format for your next couple of proofs. They're not all two-step proofs. You might have to do a step in between before you can prove the final statement. But again, first statement, first reason, always come from the given. Mark up your diagram. Think about the definition and what it gets you. Remember, you can go back and pause, rewind the video if you need to. Otherwise, you're working through this practice.